All right, let's talk about something big that's happening in real estate. There's a new federal rule on the horizon, and believe me, it's said to shake up pretty much every single deal in the country. We're going to look at what it is and, more importantly, the tech being built to handle it.
So let's just dive right in, shall we? We've got this new federal mandate, and it's about to completely change the game for real estate closings. And really, the biggest question for everyone in the industry is a simple one. Are you ready for what's coming?
Okay, first things first, let's really break down what this new rule is all about. It comes from an agency called the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network, and we need to understand exactly what they're mandating. So, who is this agency? Well, it's FinCEN. That's the Financial Crimes Enforcement Network. Think of them as a bureau of the U.S. Treasury. Their whole reason for being? To fight financial crime. You know, money laundering, terrorist financing, all that stuff. So yeah, when FinCEN puts out a new rule, the entire industry really has to sit up and pay attention. So what's at the heart of this thing? It's really all about cracking down on money laundering. We're talking about billions, with a B, in illicit cash that gets washed through real estate deals every single year. And FinCEN's plan to stop it? Well, they're now requiring a lot more detailed reporting and data collection for every transaction. The goal is simple: make it way, way harder for the bad guys to hide. And look, this is way more than just some extra paperwork. This new layer of regulation, it's a huge compliance challenge. And guess who's right in the middle of it? The title companies. The burden really falls squarely on their shoulders, since they're at the center of every single one of these deals.
You know, Joyce Wyland, the president of SoftPro, she put it perfectly. She called it a unique challenge. And that phrase is so important, right? It really tells you that a simple one-size-fits-all fix or just piling on more manual work, that's just not going to cut it this time.
So with a challenge like that, the industry is obviously scrambling for solutions. And this is where technology steps into the picture. Let's take a look at what a company like SoftPro is doing, because their integrated tools are a really good example of how the software world is stepping up to meet this new demand. What they've done is they've released a set of tools built specifically for this. The heart of it is these new buyer and seller collection forms. The whole idea is to make gathering all that extra data as painless as possible by building it right into the software workflow people are already using. And what's really great is that this isn't some exclusive feature just for their biggest clients. Nope, they're rolling these FinCEN tools out across all of their software editions: Select, Standard, and Enterprise. That means everyone, from the small shops to the huge operations, can get their hands on this solution. Okay, so that all sounds good in theory, but how does it actually work? Let's walk through the new workflow. We'll see how a title company would actually use these tools day to day to, stay compliant and on the right side of this new rule. Basically, it breaks down into 4 steps. First, you collect the data using those new forms. Second, you send them securely through their portal. Third, and this is for now, you manually submit the reports to FinCEN. But, and this is the really exciting part, step 4 is the future. They're planning to automate the submission process right through their SoftPro 360 portal. If they pull that off, it's going to be a huge time saver, a total game changer for compliance. Now, with any new regulation like this, there's always one giant question hanging in the air. When does this all start? And that brings us to the timeline, which, well, it just got a pretty important and very recent update. Okay, so here's the deal. The original go-live date was supposed to be December 1st, but just in late September, FinCEN hit the pause button. They announced a delay. The new date to circle on your calendar is now March 1st. That gives the whole industry a little more breathing room to get ready. So why the delay? Well, FinCEN's official reason was to, and I'm quoting here, reduce business burden and ensure effective regulation, which, let's be honest, is government speak for "we hear you, and we're giving you more time to get your ducks in a row." It's a chance for everyone to get their processes and their new tech in place before the clock really starts ticking. You know, when you step back and look at this whole thing, a super complex new rule, a last-minute delay, technology companies rushing in with solutions, it really makes you think, doesn't it? It leaves us with this big question. As these financial regulations just get more and more complicated, is technology that's built for a specific purpose like this, is it the only way for the industry to keep up? Something to think about for sure. Thanks for tuning in.